Hello everybody, welcome to Cheryl Technology Channel. My name is Chris, I'm your host today, and in this one, as you can see, we are looking at PFSense. Finally got it installed. It didn't take me but like 2 or 3 minutes. I just hadn't done the video yet. I did like 3-4 videos yesterday, so I'm kind of cranking them out right now. So basically what happened was I wanted to do a video on how to set up DNS in PFSense because it is something that I kind of struggled with for a little while. Now that I'm a lot better at this stuff, I don't struggle anymore, but I used to. And so I wanted for all of you out there who struggle with DNS to understand what it is, how it works. I'm not going to tell you how it works. Network Truck has a great video on this, and I'm going to leave that in the description because it's an incredible video, so you need to watch that one. So there's so basically what I wanted to do, as you can see right here, these are these two are the DNS servers I'm forwarding traffic to. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do it. The thing that I kept confusing with was I went into interfaces, right? And I went to WAN, or maybe it was LAN. I don't remember which interface it was. There's a place that you can set the DNS queries, but it didn't work. And so what I found out, I looked through PFSense's documentation and figured out, hey, they've got a document on this. So I read the document, and everything's set up, and then it works perfectly now. Read the documentation, people. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to understand why we need DNS, what it does, what it's for, and how it does things. I'm not going to go into full detail, but I will give you a brief overview. So DNS stands for domain name services. What it does is it takes a name that you type in. So let's say you go here and you type in google.com or speed test. Let's do speed test. See? So it resolves this name. I'm going to have to cut that out. So it resolves this name to an IP address. That's what it does. So what it does is it will take the request that is sent, right? Each computer will send a request, a series of packets that will have in the header, there will be a DNS protocol, a protocol field. And in that protocol field, it will tell you the port number of what you're using. So for port 53, that's DNS. Port 443 is HTTPS. Now that we know that, when a request is forwarded, it's only trying to resolve the name to an IP because computers don't understand names. They understand IP addresses. A DNS server is the only one that can translate it back and forth. The way it does that is through root authorities. And so with the root authority, it contains a list of all these resolutions of named IP, over and over and over again. Then they have reverse lookups where it's IP to name, but that's not in this video. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do this. I went through the documentation for PFSense and set this entire thing up with their documentation. First thing we're going to do is go to System. We're going to go to General Setup. See here that this is where you actually set this up. General System, General Setup, and DNS Server Settings right here. And so what we're going to do is you can put in here anything you want for public DNS. Now, I'm going to include in the description, I'm going to include links to 2 places where you can find all the IP addresses of public DNS servers. Now, I want to make a disclaimer here. If you do not feel comfortable doing this, do a lot of research and really, really, really hash this out because doing this wrong could be bad. So I really highly recommend there's Google 8.8.8.8, 8.8.4.4, 1.1.1.1.1, and then 1.0.0.1. I mean, there's tons of them. So how you want to do it is up to you. It's your choice. I highly recommend. I'm using Safe DNS because I bought a 2-year subscription for like $50. And so I have a lot of filtering, a lot of ways that I can filter things. And I'm going to show you later on in another video what that looks like. Basically what happens is any traffic that goes through my firewall, right, from an internal device will take that DNS traffic. The firewall will forward it to these DNS servers. Whatever I have here, that's what it'll do. The resolving portion of this, there is if you go here, see there's a resolver. So if we look at the forwarder, because I thought that you could go in the forwarder and add it all there, but that's not where you do it. This is where you query the DNS servers sequentially. So it'll take that first one. So oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Crap. So you go, whoops, sorry y'all. So it'll go to General Setup. It'll take this one first. It'll query this one. And if this one doesn't respond, then it'll query this one. And so that's how that works. Now, if we go to services and we go to Resolver, now Resolver is a little bit different. Resolver resolves to certificate authorities or root domains. So a root domain is basically, my wife just walked by me and she distracted me for a second. She's so pretty. And so what we're going to do, sorry y'all. And so what I wanted to do was also show you how to set up the TLS. So basically a DNS query is done in UDP, user datagram protocol. Holy crap. And so that datagram protocol, it sends unencrypted traffic. We want it to send it encrypted. So we use TLS. So and SSL, that secure socket layer. So it'll send it encrypted. And we want all of our traffic to be encrypted. And so if we scroll down, now I know you're probably going to look at me and say, but Chris, why is the DNS resolver not enabled? Yeah, I don't know. I tried to enable it, but if the forwarder's enabled, the resolver isn't enabled. But for some reason, their documentation says to tick all of these tick these 2 boxes. I don't know why. I don't know if it's not enabled, then how the frig is it working? I don't know. Good question. So right here it says the respond to incoming SSL from local clients. So what it's going to do is it's going to send those encrypted, the queries encrypted. So then down here in the forwarding mode, so what it's going to do, it's going to be forwarded to the upstream DNS servers defined under this, which is what we just looked at, or those obtained via dynamic interfaces such as DHCP, PPP, or OpenVPN if DNS server override is enabled. Now that that's done, and then I got this because eventually I don't know if I'm actually going to do this or not. I think I'm going to use TwinGate for this, but I have to get my network and everything sorted out first for this. So that's how you set that up. So the biggest difference between a resolver and a forwarder is a forwarder just forwards the traffic to a set of predefined DNS servers right here. 195, these are for safe DNS. So it'll forward the traffic and then they will do the resolution process, right? You have either this device here doing the resolution where it reaches out directly to the root authority or the root domain services, the DNS servers, or it forwards the traffic and then they do the resolution process. So there you go. Y'all, that's all I got right now. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you don't know Jesus Christ, I pray that you would reach out to me in the comments or at cheryltechnology@gmail.com, and I will be glad to talk, debate, listen, or pray with you, whichever you desire, because that is what I'm here for, and I would really love to do that for you. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope you understand how to set this up correctly now, and I pray that I pray that on this Labor Day that every one of you would be good and that you would be healthy and that you would enjoy your time with your family. Thank y'all for watching, and until my next video, everybody, peace.